Welcome to this Windows channel, and this is the Tech News Update. We are Thursday, July 6th, 2017. And today in our Tech News Update, we have a interesting story about, and kind of a warning using the dark web. So, on the dark web, there's a site that sells illegal stuff that has shut down on Tuesday, or actually became unavailable. And of course, on the dark web, there are a lot of those because it's encrypted and kind of difficult to really, find who is using these websites. But what it seems, and that's where you see how it can be very, very delicate to do business with these websites, it's that the website that actually became offline starting Tuesday, no announcements, no nothings, and every indication seems to point to the fact that they might have stolen the money, and basically a Bitcoin transaction of $3.8 million was done. That means by money, they've just taken the money and ran away. That's, what can happen if you do stuff on the dark web. Linux and Mac OS saw a 300%, sorry, not 3, but 300% increase in malware since last year. Gives you an idea of how Linux and Mac OS are now being more and more the target of bad guys. Of course, Windows is still 77% of malware attacks, which is kind of normal because it does dominate at 90% of all the PCs around the world. But it is still quite interesting to see how Linux and Mac OS are really getting more and more of these malware. The exact numbers for Linux and Mac OS is Mac OS increased 370%, Linux increased 305%. So that's 3 times more malware over a year than the previous year. So if you have a Mac or a Linux machine, gotta be careful. Well, Google was just fined $2.7 billion for its search. Well, it might get hit by another huge fine, as the European Union actually asked for some people to do a special panel in looking into Android now. And if things go the way they continue to go, well, several billions once again might be fined to Google. And the decision with Android should come by the end of the year. Well, OneDrive made some users a little mad this week because it updated its OneDrive app that now accepts only NTFS formatted devices. Problem is, a lot of people, especially those running on Windows 7, are actually running it on a FAT32 drive or other types of basically formatting, especially when you have very big drives. So a lot of users started complaining, hey, it doesn't work anymore. And Microsoft says, oops, we forgot to just do one little thing when you updated the app. We forgot to kind of pop up a little message to say, hey, works only with NTFS. Will that decision be changed or reversed? We don't know. Well, how about having a PC that will self-destruct if somebody tries to tamper with it? So, of course, no, this is not like Mission Impossible where it just explodes. Basically, if you want to have secure data, this is the OrwEl Oral. I don't know if you pronounce it in one word. So basically, it's a small palm-sized PC that actually will wipe out all the data that it contains if it actually finds that it's being tampered with. So it is actually advertised as the most secure PC in the world. Everything, including how you get to the PC, including how to update the PC, everything has a password everywhere. And so, if you are looking for ultra secure stuff, if you want to prevent maybe, unwanted eyes to view your data, this could be the device, but just going to tell you, it starts at $1,600. Well, how much Netflix and YouTube do we watch when we look at our video viewing time on the internet? And how big Netflix is compared to other, video services? Well, ComScore took actually a look at that, and the survey that they looked at says that Netflix is way ahead of everyone, with 41% of our video watching time is Netflix time. And the closest competition, get this, is YouTube, which is 18% of our video watching time. Of course, this might vary if you don't have Netflix or not. I got Netflix, I got YouTube. I'd say they're pretty much 50-50 for me. 50% of the time I'll watch Netflix, 50% of the time I'm going to watch YouTube. So it all depends, I would guess. But that number comes from a survey of apparently a lot of people, and they came out with this number. But it shows that Netflix is a huge and a very, very, very important part of video viewing. And in our last bit of news, well, it seems that more and more companies are actually removing the laptop ban on flights. Even the United States has announced that, well, okay, maybe we won't ban laptops on flights. And there's a very good reason for this. Some airlines say that in their business and their corporate side, they saw a 20% drop in flights after the ban started. Just showing you that, you know what, having your laptop is something that just a lot of people want, especially when it's many, many hours of flight. That laptop is kind of fun because you can watch and do what you want instead of being bored to death with that boring, flight movie, basically. So it is being reversed pretty much everywhere. So this was the Tech News Update for Thursday, July 6th, 2017. If you enjoy our videos, please subscribe, give us thumbs up, and thank you for watching our videos. Sorry for the phone here.